Alright, welcome back. This time we're going through mission 4. As you can see, we're going to play as V for a little bit. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, but I'm actually not that good playing as V. In fact, V is my least played character. So, in that sense, I suppose this is actually going to be quite a short video. Because I don't have much to share playing as V, but hey. If you're also a bit like me, that you are not so good as well, maybe I can share some of the knowledge that I've learned through my limited time playing as V, and maybe you'll still get some benefit out of watching this video. With that out of the way, let's get right to it. Okay, so right off the bat, number one tip playing as V, spam your side dodge if you want to live. No, literally, you can spam V's side dodge, which uses shadow. What's great about this side dodge that newcomers may not know is that it has insane amounts of iframes. Like, you can literally just spam this side dodge and be completely invincible. So yeah, if there's one thing that you can take home from this video is to remember to always spam your side dodge whenever things get hairy. Now, on the other hand, because, well, we are spamming some dodge, you can't really attack that often using Shadow. So, in that sense, I would advise that you use Griffin as your main attack. Especially the charge attack. This one that like spawns lightning pillars, whatever you want to call it. This attack does decent damage and has incredible range. As you can see, it can basically hit everything on the map if you charge it all the way up to level 3, so I would advise that you use this attack often, as basically your main attack, really. And since we are going to charge attacks, you're going to be holding down Griffin's button a lot, so I would suggest that you move Griffin's button to one of the shoulder buttons on your controller. And for PC, you do whatever you want, because I have no experience playing on PC. So there you go, the two core pillars for noobs to survive these missions on DMD. Spam your side dodge and release that lightning. Let's put that to the test. This is the first fight. Alright. Oh, actually, against these chumps, if you don't really need to spam the dodge all the time, so for now we can play around a little bit more, do some variety attacks, get our style up. There we go. I like the air finish a bit more, actually. It's a bit quicker, so it's safer to do. Good taunt. Excellent. Oh. Now the berserkers, that's what you need to really watch out for. These berserkers are no joke. Staying safe is very important for V, since he has very little options for healing. And on the topic of staying safe though, this might sound counterintuitive, but just hear me out. For quite a while, when I was playing V, I used to put V in like a corner of the battlefield and to sort of stay away from trouble as far away as possible. But the longer I played, the more I realized that this may not actually be the right move. If anything, V should actually be like right in the fray of battle, right beside Shadow, or at least in a moderate distance to the enemy, not like way behind. Now, let me try to explain why I think this is the case. So, if you realize, when you spam a dodge, Shadow will come back to you and sort of like jump to the side. So, if you stay really far behind the battlefield, you'll basically, when you try to dodge, whether it is to dodge for V or for Shadow, what will happen is that you will draw Shadow away from the battlefield. Now, imagine if I sit in this corner during the fight, and Shadow is fighting out there. When I try to dodge here, Shadow will get drawn back here. So what's going to happen is, for one, if you don't dodge for Shadow and just stay at the corner, the enemy is going to kill Shadow pretty quickly on DMD, and then they'll come to you. And second, if you try to dodge for Shadow, you'll just bring Shadow to your corner anyways. So the enemies are going to charge into your corner. So at the end of the day, it's a futile move to try to stay away from battle. So my advice is to actually go right in and just dodge together with Shadow. Also, that way, you only have to focus on like one corner of a screen. Like if if V and Shadow stay together, you only have to worry about one part of the screen instead of like having to like chase two targets. So in that sense, I also think that is easier to handle. But once again, I'm not like a V expert or anything. So if somehow you had a better experience like pulling V away and just having Shadow in the front on DMD mode, feel free to drop a comment down below and tell me how you manage it. Anyways, let's take care of these bats real quick. Once again, these ranged enemies should be the first ones you take care of. So I think the best attacks to use against these bats is Griffin's like charge attack, like the burst sting, as I would like to call it. As you can see there, you can like knock them out. So that one's good. Oh, and then well, you have to take care of this behemoth, literally. I think his name is Behemoth. Now this guy is quite a challenge for V, actually. For one, his attacks are really tough, like he can one-hit Shadow and Griffin, pretty much. Like that. Oh god. I was supposed to dodge, but I forgot about that. That's okay. There we go. Ooh. Now, well, what you can do, I suppose. Oh, look at that. He is very dangerous, though. Now that I think of it, it is probably best to like save up DT for him, like to summon Nightmare and have outguard. I wanted to dodge, but I did a jump instead. Anyways, I was trying to say that you should probably save up DT for him, like to summon Nightmare and make all of your familiars invincible, and then just go all out on the offense to just take him out ASAP, because this guy's really like not that compatible with V's playstyle, I think. Especially like this charge attack, for example. Well, while you can like spam dodge to get out of the way, but it is actually best to like parry it, which you can technically do by using the Shadow's like charge attack, his rapid slash, I would like to call it. But because you can't really position Shadow very precisely, it's a bit difficult at times to try to parry. So yeah, my experience is to just take care of him like ASAP. Just brute force summon Nightmare and take care of him if you can. But I did a poor job at managing my DT, so I didn't have it. And speaking about DT, like Devil Trigger management and stuff, one thing that I'm not so good at for V is that I a lot of times forget to read the book. Like, they give you a book for a reason. Like, V consumes a lot of DT, even though he doesn't like have a scene Devil Trigger. So, you guys should learn from my mistake to read the book a bit more often, if you can. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say. Read your book when V doesn't like have a target or have anything else to do. For me, like, because I'm so used to like taunting, so I'm just sort of used to like spamming the taunt button instead of reading the books. So there's that. Anyways, back to what I was trying to talk about. Now having DT, like at least 3 bars of DT, is like a crucial part of playing as V, actually. Now, even though V has like an incredible side dodge using Shadow, most of the times you'll like try to balance between like spamming the dodge and actually letting Shadow go out on the offensive. Like, unless you play like ultra defensively, like spamming dodge non-stop. Otherwise, there's still a moderate chance that, especially on DMD, there's a moderate chance that you will get Shadow knocked down and into a stalemate. So, oh god, what the hell happened to V then? Oh, anyways, yeah, as I was trying to say, in situations where Shadow unfortunately gets taken out, you will have to rely on the DT, like summoning Nightmare. Well, I mean, you also got the bird dodge like this, but is arguably not as good because, well, the second half I think is not invisible. Like you can't spam that one into its own. So instead, you'll most likely be relying on DT, and it's like DT explosion. Like, well, for V, it's not exactly a DT explosion. It's just an animation that has iframes. But anyways, you'll be relying on that to not only keep yourself safe for in a pinch, but to also revive Shadow immediately. Because, well, summoning Nightmare revives all of your familiars and makes them invincible. So there's that. So in that sense, yeah, DT, like at least 3 bars of DT is needed for V as like a panic button. And yeah, it's really crucial to like stay alive in DMD, I think. Oh, by the way, this like Nidhogg hatchling right here, you can take this and like unlock a path, I think. Originally, it would lead to like a extra like purple or fragment and maybe like a secret mission, I think. Anyways, since we're doing this like DMD playthrough, which the goal is to get S ranks, we don't really need to do that, so I'm not taking that. And yeah, so when playing as V, I'm just going to instead take the approach of doing the minimum in terms of like skipping most like optional fights. So that's that. Well, anyways, now we are into a mandatory fight, so gotta do this. Right. I was talking about like DT management. So, my advice would be to, well, summon Nightmare as much as possible and Nidhogg as much as possible. But the bottom line is that you keep at least 3 bars of DT at all times. As you can see here, when we have a lot of DT to spare, we can do a bit of that. But once we reach like near 3 bars of DT, I usually like to just turn off Nightmare to despawn him. That way I can retain my panic button. Because, well, when you have Nightmare out, you can't really summon Nightmare again, so that's that. Now, while Nightmare is your main damage output, really, out of all 3, if you only got Shadow and Griffin, another option for a bit of decent damage is to use Shadow's like skewer attack. This one that turns him into a pike. This is using the back and forward input, which is like shuffle for Nero, I think. This move is, I think, one of the highest damage move that Shadow has, and it's really good. Like, it has good range, and it is like one hit. And if you have some extra DT to spare, you can also like pump a bar into Shadow during the skewer move. That's why you can do extra damage with it, which is extra nice. So yeah, I think using Skewer and Griffin's Lightning to generate some DT and Nidhogg for DT, and then summon Nightmare to do maximum damage. That's probably it for, well, the core loop of V's gameplay, I think. And once again, we run into bats, so let's take care of them real quick. Because I think after these guys, I think a behemoth will spawn right here. So let's take care of these guys before that happens. Well, once again, because these bats will, well, bring chaos pretty much. They'll pot shot you from corner of the screen, and that is really bad. Once again, yeah, I think like to sort of survive the chaos is part of why I keep on emphasizing like safety when playing as V. Like for one, when playing as V, you basically control like 3 entities at the same time, and with so many entities like running around the arena at once, and the enemies attacking like different entities at different times, and it just things get very chaotic, in my opinion. Also, to add to that, like Griffin and Nightmare's like attacks, oh god, they're like really flashy and like screen cleaning attacks. So things get extra like crazy and chaotic when like lightning and like laser explosions are like all over the battlefield. So I'll be honest, like most of the times I don't know what's happening when things get really heated. So that's that. Anyways, as you can see, we are running away from that behemoth. Not because we couldn't kill him, quite the contrary, because we actually don't want to kill him. Well, at least that is my plan, in an attempt to like chain together these smaller fights. Now, to those that are not familiar, what does it mean by chaining together attacks? I mean, chaining together battles. It's basically that you do not end a smaller battle, like the one just now, by not doing the final blow, and then just run forward to trigger the next enemies, like the next wave of enemies. That's where you can like keep your style rank and get into a new battle with more enemies, so that you can like start doing damage on a higher style rank immediately. So in that sense, not only will you avoid smaller fights and which you will inevitably get a lower score that way, because well, the fight is smaller and it's more difficult to get like higher ranks. So anyways, the behemoth is supposed to spawn here, I think, but he's not spawning, so whatever. Once again, I'm just going to leave that guy behind and trigger this next fight. Oh, by the way, as you can see, there's a Hell Judeca here, the one that teleports around. I think I also mentioned this in one of the like survival guides that I made before. With V, a funny, like, I don't know if it's a bug or not, but apparently, if you use Shadow's like spike, the skewer against Judecas, it actually will not like trigger his teleport reaction. So as you can see there, even though I knocked down the Judeca, which normally he will teleport away, he didn't. Now, if you knock him down and he bounces off a wall, like what happened the second time there, he will teleport like usual. So to me, like, that seems a bit odd. I'm not sure if like it's like a bug, if it's intentional or not, but anyways, it's in the game, and I pretty much can confirm that that's how it works. So I don't know why that's the case. I don't see the logic behind it, but yeah, it works. So if you see the Judecas when playing as V, I would advise that you just spam that skewer on him. It's quite effective, really. Anyways, the Judeca is gone, so just these two guys. We can take it a bit slower. There we go. Ooh. Sometimes when like the camera pans away for a Nightmare Sentry, I think I've had experience that I got hit from that, but well, in theory, you wouldn't really, because well, you had iframes when summoning Nightmare. That's why they decided to let the camera pan out sometimes. But anyways, sometimes I forget to jump. Like I couldn't see there was enemy running towards me when the camera pans away that way, so I forgot to like jump away afterwards. That's why I got hit. But anyways, in most cases you should be fine. Anyways, now we're at the boss fight. Now, this boss fight is what I would describe as pure chaos, because well, as you are about to see, there are like 7 to 8 entities throughout this fight. So even though individually speaking they're not like hyperactive and stuff, but everything added together, to me that's way too chaotic to even figure out what the hell is happening most of the time. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. My strategy is to just spam this side dodge and let Griffin do most of the work until I summon Nightmare. So that's that. I know, it's not stylish, not in the slightest. But I really don't know what else to really do in this fight. Like, for the sake of this video, I have actually tried a couple of things. Like, for example, I tried to teleport onto Nidhogg and stab on his head. Actually, that way, it did dodge quite a few attacks, but because Nidhogg also like moves a lot, and as you can see here, he sometimes just goes back into his nest, and so by all means, it is not consistent. So in that sense, it is also not a good strategy. So all in all, I really don't know what is like a better way to do this fight besides the spam, the dodge spam. So you'll have to excuse me. If you know something better to do than that, please let me know. But in the meanwhile, we're just going to read this book and going to spam that side dodge, and let's see if we can do this fight just fine. Gotta get that DT back. If anything, remember that tornado spin. Make sure to dodge that. That one hits super hard, and it comes pretty quick. Like, I'm not sure if you have noticed, this battlefield is just pure chaos. Like these snakes, even though, like, technically speaking, all of their moves, like, they have a tail, they would, like, shout a little bit, I think, before they do any attacks. But when there's, like, so many heads and so many, like, familiars running around, lasers shooting everywhere, I really couldn't keep an eye out for what an individual head is trying to do. So no, I'm just going to spam that side dodge. I don't know what else to tell you. Maybe it's just me, but yeah, so that's that. Also, these snake heads, in DMD, they sometimes, because they take quite a while to kill, sometimes they will just spawn back before you can take down all three. So that's that. Like that, as you can see. So in that sense, it's also a bit more difficult to like do the knockdown. What? Oh, damn it! I wasn't paying attention. Okay, that's my bad. But yeah, so as you can see, things got really chaotic. So even like if you just let that dodge button down for a second, you might get hit. So that's that. Like, I'll be honest, if there's one boss fight in this game that I would critique, it's going to be this one, and it's not because like enemies are like too hard and stuff, but technically speaking, it's in a way too hard. It's too hard to see what is happening. So I guess that's that. But it's not like you don't have a way to get out of it. Once again, like you can spam the side dodge, but you also have to admit it's not stylish to spam attacks, but that's really all I can do. That's really all I could figure out when playing SV, so maybe it's my bad, I don't know, but like if anyone out there, once again, if anyone out there knows a better way, please tell me. But hey, at least we got out in one piece. I got sniped once, but that was my fault, kind of. But we should get an S-rank, no problem. There we go. Excellent. So there's that. I think I've talked about most of what I know playing as V. My 2 cents. I hope at least you learned something good out of this, or at least maybe to learn from a bad example to not do stuff that I do. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So that's it. Next video is also going to be a V mission, so I'm not sure if I still have anything to talk about or not, but we'll see. But anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.